And we are all set for second period action here on the end of the Mayan calendar, December 21st, 2012. We have a 1-0 game between the Pancakes and the Scrambled Eggs. Jim Wilkinson picking up the only goal of the game. Now comes into Paul Maffa racing, but Maffa lost his footing and fell down, and Warren sends it out to center, intercepted by Ted Miller. Wilkinson had 9 goals and 9 assists on the season for 18 points. Sinanella moving a shot and a save by DeSimone. Kind of a routine save. And Kneb now trying to push it ahead. Took him a couple of tries, but he did push it in the zone. Johnny Morin trying to get away from Gambale. Gambale's been a pest out there today. Might need that orphan control. Andy Long with a shot saved by DeSimone as Scrambled Eggs put some pressure on. Look at that tying goal. Armand is going to push it out to center. No icing as 14. He goes back. Look Armand again. We played 1 minute. Armand throws it to net, knocked down. That was long on 14. That's dangerous. That was skipping in wide. A goaltender, Ben Mix. Now Gambale steals from Morin. He's got Morin's number today. A long clearing pass is gonna be icing. Boy, that hopped right over the stick of Rick Armand. Am I the only guy that saw that? And icing is gonna be the call. As mentioned, John Gambale having a terrific game shadowing John Morin. Gambale looking a little tired over there on the bench. It's that PX90 is paying off for him. Or that PX70, I forget. Johnston trying to push it in deep and does. Wilkinson will have the goal up by the corner. Get back here, shot saved by Benny Minks. Didn't get all of that. Now Kerrigan behind the net, Bob Rickey, but Johnston steps up and keeps it in. Big Lloyd stumbling and bumbling and rumbling. Lloyd behind the net. Lloyd, snap shot, and he threw it right behind the net where he just came from. It goes all the way back to the point. Julie keep it in to Wilkinson. Wilkinson guarding the puck, throws it in front, and Kerrigan is having a fantastic game as well. Steals, makes a funny hop, hits the skate of Johnson, and it's kept in. Cormican with it, trying to get away from Peterson, does. Cormican trying to heel the toe, didn't quite work. Cormican chips back to Johnson, who overskates it, and here comes Deeskin. He's got Bob Rickey and Kramer, possible 3-on-1, but Julie is there again. Julie having a great game for the Cakes back on defense. Now Wilkinson to Johnston. Johnston trying to get around Kerrigan, can't do it. Kerrigan and Julie right now, the stars of this game. Now Wilkinson pushes it past Peterson, goes in deep. Wilkinson throwing it all the way back to the point. Johnston keeping it. Fans on it, and Kramer shoots it down, and that's going to be an ice. So we're seeing some great play here from Rob Chuli over here for the Pancakes back on defense, as well as Ted Kerrigan for the other team. 15.5 to play, second period, 1-0 still our score. Now Warren trying to go away from Teal. Chapman gets it behind the net, but that's taken away by Andy Long. But he gives it away. It's not the first time he's ever done that, folks. Fortini up the board to Steigerwald, up to Long. Long trying to play it to himself, trying to battle Armand. Steigerwald coming in, picking up the loose change, throws it in deep. Ted Miller now gets it up and out. Chapman giving race. He's got Teal. Teal hustles, but Teal's not hustling. He hasn't hustled all game. Chapman moving in. He's behind it. Throws it in front, and it's poke checked away. That could have been a 2-on-0. Fortunately, some of the guys were dogging it on the play. Now Ragu with a shot. Saved by Mintz. Comes back to the point to Armand. Armand trying to throw it in deep, and it hit the shin pad of Steigerwald and comes out the center. Miller being bugged by George Howard, but he does get up to Ragucci to Chapman. Chapman has it. There goes Teal again, not really skating at all. Maybe he's got a foot problem. Shot in, knocked down by Teal. Actually, Teal blocked the shot. Him and Marlin collide. They're both on the ground. Marlin gives him a little look. In front, they can't get it. It's poked away by Andy Long. Chapman rolled it in front. Ragucci pinched in. But his bid was poke checked away nicely by Andy Long. Now this man's right below us. Ian McCarthy battling, but here comes Armand. Armand wants this. He lost on Tuesday morning. He's hungry for this win on Friday. Snapshot saved by Minx. And the net comes off. Andy Long runs into the net. Minx out high again, cutting down the angle. Face off will come in the scrambled egg zone. Yeah, so Mark Teal must have a foot problem because he's not skating at all out there today. Maybe he has 2 feet problems. Maybe it's that bunion he's been talking about for weeks. Peterson now sends it up the middle. No ice as it rolls in. It ain't going to quite get to DeSimone, and Johnston picks it up. Mappa trying to kick it up. Nobody home. Bob Ricky throws it up. Nobody home. Tennis match going on here at center, and now we have an ice. Coming down to 13 minutes to play in the second. 1-0 our score. Jim Wilkinson with the lone goal. Bob Ricky at the point. His shot blocked by Kanev. Goes into the side. Peterson throws it at the net. Oh! McCarthy let it go. And it nearly found the far corner. I think DeSimone was expecting a tip, as we all were. McCarthy let the changeup go. In front, shot to save. Rebound back here. Shot and he scores! Santinello taking the pass from Deeskin. First shot was a save, picked it up and went to the backhander and had the open net staring at him. And this game's tied at 1-1. Julie had been playing some great defense to this point. Could not pick up Santinello, nor the rebound. And now it's 1-1. 12 minutes left to play here in this second period. We got a new game. Here comes Deeskin now. Deeskin trying to go to McCarthy. Had a poke check by Chuli. Here comes Johnston. Johnston to Maffa nicely. Paul Maffa lets it rip. Saved by Misk. Dumbali had a rebound attempt, but just didn't get it. Here comes Santinello. Kanev covering on defense. Santinello trying to go to Deeskin, and that didn't work. Puck comes up the center. Paul Maffa retreats into his own zone. Dishes it back to Johnston. Coming up with the sideboard. Danny McCarthy trying to get it up to Deeskin. Now he does. Flip pass over to Santinello. Santinello moving in. Saved by DeSimone. Santinello just scored about a minute earlier. Was looking to make this a 2-1 game. Got a high stick call on Bob Ricky at center. Pat Deeskin doesn't like it. But that is the correct call. Armand and Long still having words after Long ran him into the net viciously on the last shift. McCormick and Long again. Long win ones for a change, so McCormick is now 3-1 on faceoffs against Andy Long. This is technically not very good. Going to Kramer. Kramer scales it out. Stays in the rink. And Miller gets there. But now it's center. Comes to Cormican. Cormican had a poke check away. Wilkinson moving it. Wilkinson shot saved by Minx. Kerrigan with it now up to Kramer. Kept in by Armand. Flies it deep into the corner. Back there's Fortini. But Luke Powell keeps that one in, sends it in front. It comes to Miller now. Teddy Miller snapping it wide. Off the sideboards, Marin and Cormican battle. Cormican trying to get it back to the point with the help of Powell. He does. Armand snapping at the net. Saved by Minx, and he's going to hang on. Wilkinson was in front and was surprised Wilkinson didn't push the goalie into the net looking for a goal. He's been known to do that from time to time. Cormican along again. Long wins this one. That's 2 in a row for Andy Long. Puck stays in. Armand throws it at the net. Saved by Minsk again. And then once again, Wilkinson in front, trying to create the screen. Donnie Fortini now, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, trying to pass, and he just basically gave it away to Armand, and now he's trapped. Rick Armand goes around Kramer. Armand with a big blast. Armand shot and a save by Minx, who's out high again. Look at Benny out there. He's got to be a good 6 or 7 feet out of his crease, or actually out of the net. Taking away the angle. Terrific job by Minx. He's come a long way, that guy. One of the top 4 goalies in this league right now. Chapman wins the draw, but Steigerwald picked it up. Now it's Deeskin. Pass gets up to Steigerwald. Over here to George Howard on the left wing. Howard. Shot. Awkward save by DeSimone, but it's a save nonetheless. Truly around the boards to Ragucci, and he snaps it out. 8:25 and counting here in a second. About halfway through this game, it's 1-1. That pass, such a skip and a hop, and went by everybody. Peterson around the boards. Truly keeping it in. Backhand dump in for Chapman. Let's go around the net to Teal. Teal had a roll off of his stick. Teal having an atrocious game. Absolutely atrocious. Deeskin and Chapman battle. Ragucci behind the net, throwing it in front. Stopped by Minx. Bob Rickey with it. Trying to clear it out, and does. Steigerwald giving chase, trying to be chewy, and pushes it up. Too deep, though. And DeSimone sweeps it away from George Howard. Peterson keeping it in. Steigerwald gets it, sweeps into the corner, but nobody home. And Chuli's going to push it out to center. Bob Rickey steals for the Eggs, dumps it into the delayed offside. Everybody tags up, everybody good. Lloyd Johnston with it. Johnston up on the wing to Ragucci. Ragucci got a slap pass to Chapman. It hit the glove of Long, and now Long picks it up. Up on the wing to Santinello. Santinello trying to get away from Johnston. Santinello moving in. He's got Long going to the net. Santinello across so Long, and a save by DeSimone. Might have picked that one off out of the air. It's a good thing he did. Long was in front looking for the loose change. 6:50, 6:49, 6:48. Clock is ticking. 1-1 our score. We have a thrilling championship game going on right now. Coming here from Hockeytown in Saugus on a mild December day. Santinello pushing it around the net. Miller gives chase. Long trying to get it back to the point, and Gambale pushes it by Morin. Gambale playing very well against John Morin out there today. Kind of neutralizing Morin, you might say. Armand smartly skates it back the other way. Armand plays it to himself. Who says he doesn't pass, right? Armand goes behind, and they're trying to wrap it in on Minx. And he's going to hang on. Rick Armand doing it all by himself. But the save by Minx. And again, you look out there, you've got Kneb, Maffa, and Gambale. What would you do? Would you pass it? Would you play it to yourself? Something to think about. Something to think about. Now Deeskin with a wicked chop on Maffa, and they let it go right for the face-off. It was like that Stallone movie, Over the Top, and the guy punched Sylvester Stallone right in the mouth for the arm wrestling match. That's such a dirty play. And a bad movie reference on top of it all. McCarthy trying to move in his own, couldn't do it. Maffa and Morin collided. Morin tried to play that with his skate. All the action right here at the blue line. Deeskin moving in. That might have been offside. They're going to let it go. Couldn't tell from our vantage point. Deeskin behind the net, trying to get it in front. Saved by DeSimone, and it's loose, and they blow the whistle. Santinello had the puck ricochet to him, and I think it surprised even him. Couldn't get it on the net. When he finally did, the whistle blew. Nice little slurpy pass there by Deeskin. Fooled everybody. He rolled out in front. But Deeskin had the pad down. Stop the shot. Lowenkin wings it, but it sits in front of the net. Deeskin drives to the net, knocked over by Chuli. Kerrigan in front looking for Kramer, had it taken away, and Johnston now. Johnston getting it up to center. Powell pushes it in deep. Got 4:20 to play. Second period, 1-1 our score. Bob Ricky down at Deeskin. Deeskin trying to go to Kerrigan, but got 3 Pancakes back on the blue line. That would be a short stack. Now we got offside as Wilkinson went in ahead of the play. Goal scorers in this game, Wilkinson in the first period for the Pancakes on a nice backhand. And then for the Scrambled Eggs, we had Dan Santinello scoring on his own rebound on a backhand. And we are tied at 1-1. Puck flipped in by Bob Ricky. Johnston retreats up the boards. Long and Cormacan collide. Long skates away with the puck, trying to throw it in front. Comes back to the point. Peterson with a whack at it. Got it deep to Kerrigan. Kerrigan in front to Kramer. Kramer backhand shot. He scores! An unlikely hero at this part of the game, Mark Kramer. As Peterson lazily whacked it in deep and Kerrigan made it happen, throwing in front. And Kramer somehow gets it past the stunned Bill DeSimone. And the Scrambled Eggs have scored 2 in a row in this period, and they lead 2-1 now. 3 minutes to play in this second period. Johnston trying to throw it in front, and now the Pancakes got to play catch-up. That's a bad food reference right there, but we're going to go with it. Behind the net is Wilkinson. He has the goal. He's going to need another one here. Get his team back in it. On the wing, Johnston keeps in. Johnston with a drive. Tipped aside by Minks. 2.5 to play in the second. Julie throwing it in deep. Trying to connect with Wilkinson. He battles with Peterson. Wilkinson cycles it in deep, but Bob Ricky steals it. And back out. And Johnston can't keep the bouncing puck in. Would have been a tough play to make. Cormacan now, see what he can do. They need him to step up. He was the league regular season leading scorer. Julie with it. Ended up to Johnston. Johnston was calling for that one. Johnston trying to connect with Teal. That was intercepted. Long moving it in. Now Andy Long letting the bomb go. That fooled DeSimone. Looked like it was going high. It actually stayed low. DeSimone never really made a play on it. Fortunately for him, the shot went wide. Barn up. Intercepted by Julie. Julie trying to push it up, and Long steals and fires it in. Coming up on 1.5 minutes to play in the second. Now Chapman with it. With Teal going to the net. To Teal. Shot. He scores! Wow. See what happens when you actually skate. Mark Teal has had a lazy game to this point, but he showed that he's got a second gear, and he went to the net and tipped home the pass from Chapman, with Chapman doing all the work on the play, and we're now tied at 2. Here comes Ragucci the other way. Snap shot, knocked away by Mintz. We got under 1 minute to play. That goal coming at about 1:10 to play in the second. That'd be Teal from Chapman. And we're tied at 2. Chapman runs into the referee. And it's taken away by Morin. Morin up to Steigerwald. Had to hop off of his stick. And Ted Miller gives chase. Miller up the boards to Ragucci. Ragucci had it stolen by Deeskin. Deeskin to Morin. Here comes Johnny Morin. Morin moving in a snapshot. And he hit the crossbar. That's the second crossbar of the day down at that end. The first one coming in the first period. Shot went over the head of Minks. This time it was over the head of DeSimone. We got 18 to play. All the way down into the Pancake zone, retreating and picked up by Miller. Miller to Armand. Armand plays it up to Moffa, who's just going to play it out the center with 5 to go. Fortini trying to slap pass. That's intercepted. And that'll do it. So goals by Santinello and Kramer put the Eggs up 2-1, but then a late goal by Mark Teal has this one knotted up at 2. And we'll be back with a third period in just a minute.